Franța crede că o Europă tehnologizată este mai puternică și de aceea are un proiect național susținut chiar de președintele Macron. La French Tech este o rețea de ministere, agenții guvernamentale, dar mai ales antreprenori francezi din toată lumea care caută și ajută startup-uri cu potențial. Gregoire Vigroux trăiește în România de ceva timp și este șeful biroului de aici. Aflăm de la el de ce trebuie să avem o părere mai bună despre noi ca națiune, nu doar pentru ideile de startup, ci și pentru un cumul de calități pe care un străin le percepe diferit. Sunt Cristina Cileacu, începe Pașaport diplomatic. Gregoire Vigroux, President la French Tech Bucharest. Welcome to Diplomatic Passport.
Thank you so much for the kind invitation. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Gregoire, French Tech is a startup scene of France, and this is part of a national strategy. That means that your country, France, is willing to have a very strong voice in the technology area. Why is this an asset for a state?
I believe that the wars of the future will not be economic wars. They will not be military wars. I believe that the big wars will be around the data, and we can see already that data is very powerful in our world, but is going to be even more in the future. We can see already that thanks to data you can manipulate populations, you can have an influence on the results of elections. So I believe that France really understands that we need to have tech giants in Europe, so that we don't largely depend on the tech giants from North America. And if you are taking actually the top 10 largest tech giants in North America versus the top tech European giants, the Americans are 10 times bigger than we are. So France, understanding what this future is going to look like, understanding the importance of data, says we need to create European giants. And how do we create European giants? Is by having some initiatives, including La French Tech, which I'm going to talk to you about, and partnering with other European Union member states to become a continent of technology with very, very big players.
Well, President Macron is one supporter of this French tech, and as you said, it's part of a bigger plan of having independence in terms of Europe being stronger in technology. How does it work? Because you are now running the office in Bucharest.
Yes. So first of all, Macron accelerated very much what La French Tech has become, but the initiative was coming. Actually, the French Tech was created in 2014, and it was under a socialist government, government of François Hollande. The idea at the beginning was just to have a label saying, okay, we have this brand La French Tech, and we are going to empower. We are going to give additional credibility to the top cities in France where we see tech startups emerging, right? So it's just started like this, as really local, since we had La French Tech Paris, Marseille, Lyon, Bordeaux, etc. But then, when Macron came into power, he said, like, La French Tech is great. It's a powerful brand. It's really something on which we need to capitalize, and we need to do even more. So what he came with, as an idea, is to say, okay, we have lots of French people outside of France. Actually, you have millions of French people outside of France, including some entrepreneurs like me, like many others. Say, why don't we launch chapters of La French Tech all across the world? And now we have 100 La French Tech chapters all across the world, on all continents. In the region, we have Sofia, we have Belgrade, we had Kiev, we have Bucharest. And our role is to really be a bridge, an accelerator between the ecosystem in which we are and France. So my role, myself and my team, is to enable, to encourage and to support French startup companies willing to do business in Romania and Romanian startup companies willing to do business in France. And when they talk to me or to my board, or when they come to our events, they talk to fellow entrepreneurs. They don't talk to consulting company, they don't talk to embassies, they talk to other entrepreneurs. So this is why we've been so powerful, and this is why we bring a certain value. So to make it simple,
first-hand experience.
Yes, we belong to the same world, the world of entrepreneurship. We speak the same language. We have the same challenges. Most of the time, it's French startup companies coming to me and say, "Look, Greg, I'm looking for clients here because I'm interested in the Romanian market." Or, you know, sometimes I'm looking for a lawyer, a recruitment agency, whatever. I say, like, these are the companies I work with, talk to them. Or I want to mingle, I want to meet this type of people. So we invite them to our events. So it's very strange because I'm not a state employee, I'm an entrepreneur myself. I do this as a volunteer. We are only volunteers. We have an association. La French Tech in Romania is an association. We depend from the French Ministry of Economy and Finance, but we don't really have a reporting line. So we have a certain level of liberty, I mean full freedom actually on what we do. We just from time to time need to tell to Paris, okay, this is what we've done. These are the French companies we've seen interested in the Romanian market. These Romanian companies interested in France. These are the events that we want to run, and we have their support. Sometimes we can even have a financing if we do some events where we let France shine and we invite French companies to meet with their Romanian counterparts. But it's very interesting, right? So it's mid-public, mid-entrepreneurial, and so it's a very, very interesting thing, and it has no equivalent in the entire world. We decide on the events that we are going to do. We invited 600 people at the French embassy. We had la crème de la crème of the Romanian entrepreneurs in tech. We had la crème de la crème of the VCs, business angels from Romania. Top corporations from Romania. We also had 10 people who came to France, mostly tech entrepreneurs. We had government officials, ministers, secretaries of state, journalists. So we really want to make these events where people can mingle and can find the opportunities to find new business partners, new suppliers. This is basically what we stand for.
France is one of the countries that use the term startup nation
Yes.
because other countries in the world use it as well. How do you see Romania from this point of view? Because you live in Romania and work in Romania for many years now.
So a few years ago in Romania there was no venture capitalist, there was no business angel, and there was no big symbol, there was no big company that could be appealing for people who dream of becoming entrepreneurs. But things have changed very fast. Like always, Romania may be late on some topics, but the ability of Romanians, because they are flexible people, very adaptable people, to catch up and to catch up fast, has been proven extremely successful. Frankly, I believe in the power of symbols, and let's take one symbol, which is UiPath, if I'm allowed to quote the name of that company. Frankly,
a unicorn.
Yeah, Romanian company, at one point the valuation was $40 billion, now it's down because of the magic of stock exchange. But anyway, lots of Romanians who would not embrace an entrepreneurial life a few years ago, now I said, look, if there is this guy, Daniel Dines, who managed from a small Bucharest apartment 10 years ago to create a company that is now listed in the Nasdaq stock exchange, that is so valued at such a big valuation, why not me? So I believe in the power of symbols, and there is UiPath, but there are many other successful Romanian companies. And now, young, talented, educated, multilingual Romanians who used to embrace a corporate life before, they said, you know what? I'm not necessarily going to embrace a corporate life. I'm going to try entrepreneurship. And that is creating a new generation of people, and it's a very beautiful and amazing opportunity for Romania.
Romania is often considered a good pool of quality people, people that are trained enough in order to adapt to everything, like you also mentioned. So is the case of other countries around us. Do we have, besides intelligence, also the capabilities, the capacities of implementing long-term strategy when it comes to business? Because this is needed if you do business like in the West.
I believe that Romania has lots of assets. The problem is that Romanians tend to be very hard on themselves. Romanians tend to be very pessimistic about their own country. Romanians tend to be very fatalist about their own country. And I believe that the biggest flaw of Romanian culturally speaking is their fatalism. You know, asta este viața. Like, this is the way it is, we cannot change this. It's not in my power. It is in your power. It is in your power. It's in everyone's power to change things. So I believe that we should get rid of our fatalism here in Romania, and we should see Romania for what it is. I'm going to take an example. My first business, launched in April 2007, is a company in which we are doing this interview. We have 3,000 employees in this. It's my biggest baby. 3,000 employees, created since 2007, as I said. Why did I launch this company, which is a multilingual outsourcing business? Because at that time, because I'm a very simple guy in business. I'm not a genius, I'm a very simple guy in business. I think, what does Romania have to offer? I want to launch my first business. Why should it be? Let's start from the assets. Romanians speak very well foreign languages. It was a striking conclusion that I had already at that time. So why shouldn't we launch multilingual contact center services? And here, in this company, we serve clients in 20 languages. 20 languages. In the upper floors, we have hundreds of square meters of people speaking so many different languages. Smart people, adaptable, speaking foreign languages. Now the company has grown from 80 members at that time, 2007, to 3,000 now. And it's not only the multilingual capabilities, it's the fact that people are educated and very adaptable. And it's not only about the multilingual capabilities, it's also about the capability of Romanians to be very adaptable to the environment. This is due, of course, to historical reasons, cultural reasons. And I'm going to keep the example of the company in which we are today. When we started the business, we were very much of a startup-minded company. With all the cliches, we started in a garage, I mean everything, it's true. We started as a startup company. And 10 years after we launched, our company was acquired by the big global company from Canada. And now the name of the company is the name of our Canadian mother company. We had to switch in a very short time from this French-run, very startup-minded company to a big global organization run by North Americans. Believe me, I thought like everybody's going to leave because we are changing the culture, we are changing the brand, we are changing the personality of the company. The good thing is that this company that I'm talking about is absolutely amazing, so it helped, but still, it was a different environment. And Romanians, they adapted, they could adapt it. Being French myself, I'm proud to be French, but I would say that in France it's very difficult when you're in a company to shift, etc. There is resistance. In Romania, there was no resistance. People embraced the new brand, people embraced the new company, the new personality, they embraced everything. So I have always been very much impressed by the capability of Romanians, not only to speak foreign languages, to answer your question, but also for being that adaptable.
I get it that you're impressed by the Romanian people that work with you or work for you and so on, but how impressed are you as a businessman being part of this French tech, which is an institutional, let's say, umbrella of the French state, working with Romanian authorities, because at some point you need to be in contact with Romanian authorities?
So it's a good question, and I think that I'm quite accomplished in business, but not entirely. And one of the reasons why I believe that I'm not entirely accomplished in business is that I don't have this connection with the state. For some time, a few years ago, I thought that I could not understand this political world. I don't know the codes, I don't know the protocols, I don't know even how to behave. I'm a startup animal myself. It's already something to have to adapt to the corporate world with my clients, but to go out of this universe of business to get along, that was first. And second of all, I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to, with some people from the political world, because I thought it could potentially turn against me. my image is very clean. I'm doing my best to be 100% clear since I've been doing business in Romania, because I love this country, I respect this country, and I want to be proud of my legacy. And it's not only about the revenue and the growth of my companies, but it's also about the way I run the businesses. But I see that things are changing. I see that some political people, personalities in Romania have strong image, are good people, honest people. I started having discussions, but I believe I still miss the leverage on this. I think I should start working at one point probably with a lobbying agency. So because I have lots of topics, I am involved in 21 companies. So can you imagine the number of topics for which I would need the regulation to change in the benefit of Romanians, in the benefit of the market, so that it will be better adapted to the solutions that we provide to the people. Lots of topics. But I don't know how to take it from there, you know. So this is typically something I should do. And La French Tech, basically our only connections with the Romanian authorities is to invite secretaries of state or ministers to our events. But it does not go very much further, right? Which is good, it's a start, it's a very good start.
But no feedback yet. Let's explain how the French tech actually works in France. I know it's a network of ministries and also governmental agencies to help the startups with regulations, with skipping big parts of bureaucracy in order to help them to develop at the level of the speed they need. How it works to make it maybe more clear for others?
It's a good question. It works as a shortcut. So basically, whenever you have a French company, a French startup that skyrockets, the state is going to do everything possible to transform this company into a tech giant. And that goes with including making some shortcuts. That goes with accelerating also the possibility to change the law, to change the regulation.
Okay, give me some examples.
Carpooling company.
Okay.
Carpooling company is something now in France. Everybody is, lots of people are carpooling. Private people are carpooling. I mean, also employees of big organizations are carpooling. Carpooling is everywhere. When these big French companies in carpooling appeared, there was nothing at the regulation level, at the French state level, to really encourage it, and even to, you know, how is it going to work for those carpooling company, because it's going to be some people who are going to give some money to other people through an application, but there is the only company in between is an application. I mean, it raised lots of concerns. And the shortcut of France, and this is where the magic happens, is that they said, like, we want these companies to become unicorns, and to make these companies, let's change the law. So I think that this is one of the aspects. And the other aspect is also that the French state, whenever you raise money, if you're a French startup, the French state is going to put 50%, is going to match the money that you raise from private investors. So if you are a French startup, you raise 1 million euro, no matter where in France, the French state is going to give you an additional 1 million euro. And that, of course, gives wings to the French startups. It's incredible. So yeah, these kind of things that make it work. And this is why now we are nearly have 30 unicorns in France. So it's incredible. France becomes a tech country. It becomes significant in terms of innovation and technology.
There is this philosophy of profit with purpose and tech for good, to quote you. In a world where the focus is on singularity mostly, on individual, is there any room for growing together? Do we still manage to keep this alive? Because we cannot grow by ourselves.
Yeah, so I hear people from my generation and younger generations saying we don't have big things to change, we don't have a war. We don't have really to fight for our freedom. I mean, we are coming from countries where there is freedom. We have no purpose. I said, no, we have a big purpose. The purpose of my generation and younger generations, even though it's big, because I was born in 1980, so I'm 42 already. But we have a purpose and we have something, we have a war, our own war to fight, and this is the war for changing the world. I know it sounds a little bit cheesy the way I put it, changing the world, making the world a better place, but I mean it, and what I see is that there is a growing part in the new generations of entrepreneurs who are not just here to make money, like it was the case with the previous generation. People, they want to make an impact. I'm going to talk about myself. At the end of the day, when I go back home, I have 3 kids.
That live in Romania.
That live in Romania, absolutely. My kids ask me, look, Daddy, what did you do today? I'm not going to tell them about how much revenue I did. I'm not going to tell them about EBITDA. What would be the point of talking about growth? I say, look, I launched the food waste application. I launched this refurbished smartphone company because those are projects that help consumers having better deals, and that helps the environment. Because climate change is here. I mean, we need to act for this. And act for good is really something that I see in an increasing number of entrepreneurs. I'm happy also to witness the fact that more and more investors, business angels, venture capitalists want to pour money into a startup with impact.
Atât pentru astăzi, dar rămânem în continuare online pe pagina de Facebook a emisiunii și pe contul nostru de Twitter. Revenim cu subiecte noi din lumea diplomației și a politicii externe, vinerea viitoare de la 11:30 și reluare sâmbătă după miezul nopții. La revedere!